Hello, ineffable being. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful, magical day. I want to tell you that you are a genius. You are special. You mean the world, and you are loved. Ineffable family, today we are discussing stress, and I'm going to share with you what is going on behind the scenes whenever we're experiencing stress, the effects of stress, and then a couple of techniques that I personally use and I share in my ineffable family to how to counter and overcome stress. So, what is stress? With anything, it's very important to understand the problem at hand. We're not going to start building a Lego set if we don't understand what Legos are. This is an oversimplified version of any situation, any circumstance, far less complex than stress. But how do we understand Legos? So there are different pieces that whenever you combine them, they're going to make something. And me completing this task is going to result in a positive emotion. It's going to give me dopamine. It's going to create happiness because I will feel accomplished having created this. And surely it's of a movie, a character, or something complicated that I want to build. That's the basis understanding of Legos. So stress. Well, we have to understand whenever we're experiencing the hormones. Well, let me digress. The body is a chemical instrument. The basis of human life is chemical. So, what are we saying here? Well, whenever you're experiencing happiness, we can look at your chemistry, it will be in a certain way. Likewise, if you're feeling sadness, we can look at your chemistry and it will look in a certain way. If you're experiencing stress, we can look at your chemistry and look at it, it will be in a certain way, as well as love, compassion, ecstasy, bliss, hate, worry. All of these things carry their own chemical signature. So this is the first step of understanding stress, and this is really a step that's very important. If you understand this, you can run and you can really better your life, understanding, this experience that I'm currently in, what chemicals am I experiencing? These aren't just emotions that are little clouds that we can't control or that don't affect us. These are chemicals. You know, happiness and love and stress and anxiety and worry, suffering, these are literal things that we should look at. So, the first step is see that stress is created from hormones and chemicals. And beyond this, look at the effects of stress, right? So understand that whenever we are experiencing stress, we put the body in survival mode. Because whenever you're in a hypertense situation, your body, all of your energy is mobilized, all of your resources are mobilized towards the extremities. Your pupils dilate, your heartbeat starts pumping, blood is taken from your digestive organs, your more important organs, and it's sent it to the outside. When you're experiencing stress, all of your energy is on the outside world. And when this happens, when all of your energy is pointed to your exterior world, your brain takes a snapshot, and that is called a picture. So long-term memories are created from very highly emotional experiences. And the fundamental, the reference behind this is that our physiology is amazing. There's no other animal on the planet that can really shoot us or lock us up or put us in jail or put us in a zoo. Isn't that correct? We are the most advanced animal on this planet as we know it. So yes, our physiology, our psychology has taken us to leaps and bounds compared to other animals. But the problem is, if we don't understand how to get out of stress response, if we can't regulate our stress response, then we're headed for disease. Because no animal, no organism in nature can live through emergency mode for an extended period of time. So we can look at a deer, right? Being chased in the forest by a tiger, or I'm not really sure what they get chased by. That's kind of awkward. But let's imagine a deer in the wild getting chased by a predator. Well, as soon as it outruns the predator, it goes back to grazing and the event is over. But human beings have it a lot more complicated because if my Wi-Fi's down, if I'm in traffic, if my girlfriend's taking long to get ready, or if my husband doesn't show up to dinner on time, or if I said there's traffic, my iPhone is dead, or, I don't have the newest phone, my PS5 isn't working. There's so many things. And the thing is, it could be our family, it could be our coworkers, it could be the person sitting next to us pushing our emotional buttons. And again, the issue is not that stress is necessarily bad. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But the thing for many of us, we have not found how to affect our biochemistry consciously, how to get us back into homeostasis, how to get us back into a more pleasant state. And this creates a paradigm, and we're not going to go further down this road on this topic. But what I do want to share with you is the autonomic nervous system, right? This is all your blood pulse. Whenever your body temperature changes, you either start to shiver or you sweat. Your blood glucose level, all of these things are controlled through and by your autonomic nervous system, right? Digestion, sleep, releasing the correct hormones, all of these things. Well, this autonomic nervous system is broken down into two parts. We have the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. When we're experiencing stress in our life, whenever we're in survival mode, a synonym to stress, or emergency mode, also a synonym, then we are living primarily, we are activating all of our body's energy towards the exterior world. We're not really focused on digestion. We're not repairing the body. We're not really trying to think too logically because we're just trying to get out of danger. We're trying to supplement whatever exterior situation is causing this chemical reaction. So when this happens, we are living through the sympathetic nervous system. So earlier I said that stress isn't innately bad. Why? Because it is the body's response to return itself back to order. So then we get into the parasympathetic, which is where repair happens, where anabolism happens. This is like, tissue repair. Whenever we can digest our food, this is whenever we can cleanse our body of all the day, right? So these two are supposed to work in harmony. It's supposed to be a beautiful, I'm Latin, so I'll say bachata, or it might be, what else? Other type of a waltz, right? It's a beautiful, elegant dance that it should go one leg, then the other, right? And what happens is, again, we do not know how to control our biochemistry consciously. So the effects of stress, because of the size of the neocortex, we can turn on the stress response. You think about your problems right now in the present moment, you mobilize your limbic brain, which is the emotional mammalian brain, right? And when this happens, what happens? Then the reptilian brain can even be affected by you start thinking about the other side of the planet, right? Oh, people don't have things to eat, or mortality. One day my heart is going to start beating. What's going to happen? Your heart is going to start pumping faster. This is whenever you ignite the sympathetic nervous system. So just by thought alone, we think about our problems, we turn on those chemicals. This means then that our thoughts can make us sick. It's a proven fact that long-term effects of stress downregulate genes and create disease. Long-term effects. The effects of stress, it gives us a convergent focus in life where we're not looking to expand. I'll tell you what, I'm working, and this actually happened to me yesterday, right? I just got a new stove, so I'm cooking it up in the kitchen, I'm whipping it up and doing all these great new dishes and trying my pots and all these things, right? Well, it was like about 12 o'clock in my brain, because I am in homeostasis, because I am in peace, because I'm not focused on something that's going to happen tomorrow or something that's happened 5 years ago that's affecting me. No, I'm in peace right now. My brain can think clearly. My body operates in its fullest. What I'm sharing with you is that during my work, I figured out how I was going to prepare 3 different dishes in the most time convenient form. Because again, I work 16, 15 hours a day. I have a corporate job. I get out, I make videos, I connect with my family, I create more content, I'm creating trainings, doing a whole bunch of things, right? So every minute really counts for me, because I also have to sleep and shower and take care of my body. So these little things, during my day, I wasn't even thinking about that, but there's my brain, because it's free to think and imagine. It planned, okay, Luis, look, put this pot here. You're gonna heat up, prepare the vegetables on this pot. When this finishes, you're gonna walk. I mean, it was so magical. And whenever I got to work, it was just like I just had to follow the script. I don't have to think about it. And the beautiful thing, I know this sounds very pointless to you perhaps because you cook all the time, but the thing is when my time is so, important, being able to do things so effectively was just a bliss, was ineffable. And I relate this because I am in peace, I am in harmony, I am in my parasympathetic nervous system throughout most of my day. So my brain and my body are working at its best. So a couple ways to deal with stress. I know this video is called How to Deal with Stress, but I believe now that you have a little bit of insight as to understanding what stress is, like literally, that they're chemicals that affect our body, our genetic expression, and hence express the potential of our life, okay? Well, we understand it. And then we understand what are the effects, right? Downregulating our genes, convergent focus. And now that we see these things, I believe it's more important to understand it versus the solution. Because you're a human being, and I expect you, and I believe that you want to be your best version. So if you understand that, oh, I'm stressed right now, and this is going to affect my physiology and my psychology, well, let me do something to lessen my stress response, right? So there's a couple ways though, right? There is a couple ways. There's breathing, there's meditation, you can activate your pineal gland. There's another method called superconscious, and the sum of that is using your body to control your mind. And just a quick moment to pause, right? You're in a stressful situation. Pause. You get an email, you get a call, you're in the mall or whatever, wherever you are. We know whenever we're stressed out. I hope. If it's not too late, then we know when we're stressed out. So just take a moment and contemplate like what I taught you in this video. Like, damn, like stress is just a chemical. Because the size of the neocortex, I could turn on the stress response. So if I can turn it on, I could turn it off. Well, how do you do that? Well, we can understand again the size of the neocortex affects the limbic brain, affects the whole brain actually, and the body. So if by conscious thought you can turn on the stress response, by conscious thought you must also be able to create homeostasis, go back into calm, pleasantness, a pleasant state of being. So the solution, how to deal with stress, is be your best version. Decide to sing the song that you want to hear in your interior. Do the things that you want to do in your day. So whenever you get home, you feel accomplished. And again, if you're in stress, a quick way is breathing. Now, that might not always be the best solution because imagine you're having an argument and now you're stressed out, and then you just pause and do a conscious breath like this. That would be kind of strange, wouldn't it? But that is one way that you can get out of stress. But if you are dealing with someone face to face, then you're probably not going to pause and just breathe. Now, if you want to, by all means, be Steve Jobs. There's Steve Jobs syndrome that kind of says, like, it's only my reality. And hey, no one's going to blame you. I'm not going to blame you, but it might be kind of weird. So find how to affect your interior by conscious thought. That is how you're going to deal with stress. And understand that stress isn't just some illusion. It's not something that you should be taken lightly. The long-term effects of stress downregulate genes and create disease. Your genetic expression is going to determine the results of your life. That is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. So I invite you today to digest stress. Go look up other people, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Bruce Lipton, so many people talking about the effects of stress, and decide. It's really easy. Just make the decision to move out of stress consciously when you know you aren't in stress. Ineffable beings, I hope you've enjoyed this topic. I hope it's helped you understand what stress is, understand what's going on behind the scenes, and the impact it has on our body. And I gave you a couple solutions as to how to get out of stress. Please put down in the comments if you received value from today's topic. And also, if you did not receive value, if it was a waste of time, please share that with me in the comments. I hope to see you on the side of light. I almost forgot. Almost forgot. Put down what topics you'd like for me to cover in the future. I'll see you in the side of light. Goodbye.